Rain is intensifying, but we are still under the threat of potential severe weather. We'll track the storms coming up. Karen?
Also breaking news, Detroit police are searching for a potential serial killer in the city. Who's being targeted and why police need help from the public. Plus, climbing Mount Everest during a dangerous and deadly season. An Ann Arbor man tells us what he saw when he made the summit. It's an exclusive First at 4.
Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, two disturbing words from Detroit's chief of police, serial killer. Chief James Craig says we are in the early stages of the investigation, but he does see possible links between the deaths of 3 women on the city's east side, and they are searching for a suspect at this hour. Local 4's Coco McAvoy spoke with the chief and joins us with the latest. Coco.
Here's what we know right now. Detroit police say 3 women were found dead on Detroit's east side within the last 3 months. All 3 women were in their 50s, and all 3 are also described as prostitutes. And that's part of the reason that Detroit police are connecting these 3 cases to a single person. Let's take a look at some video that we've shot. The latest discovery was this morning on Mac near Mount Elliott. You can see police digging for clues after a woman's body was found inside of this vacant home. There were no obvious signs of foul play, but she was found naked. And before this morning's investigation, 2 other women were also found dead on Detroit's east side. Police have only ruled one of the deaths a homicide at this point, but police say there are patterns between all 3 of the cases.
These women, each of them, the bodies were decomposed in various states. And in the most recent one, it was discovered by another sex worker who then alerted us. So that becomes our challenge. But the bigger challenge also is that the sex worker community is generally not going to talk to us. This is not about apprehending sex workers. This is about apprehending a very violent, predatory suspect.
Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, Chief Craig talks more about the possible MO of this suspect and what they plan to do to hunt him down. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Coco. Moving to first weather, we are under a threat of severe weather, and this is over the next few hours. So let's get to Ben Bailey for the very latest. What are we seeing now?
Well, Karen, you can tell in that shot that you showed that most of the activity has been south of us. Everything that we're seeing right now are just basically downpours. They're not very big, but they're coming down intensely. You can see the colors in some of these cells right now that are on top of the city of Detroit. And so that's going to be rolling midtown, downtown here before too long. The actual cold front that'll end our storm threat is still way up here north of the Saginaw Bay. So until that actually clears us this evening, we're still going to be watching for the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms. But again, the heavy rainfall is also a threat that we've got to throw in there. Temperatures falling out of the 80s through the 70s tonight. By about sunset, we should be done with the thunderstorms, and then we'll quiet down tonight. But we'll continue to monitor these storms and bring you the latest in a few minutes. Karen?
Thank you, Ben. We do have some good news about that measles outbreak in Oakland County. It is over, according to the Oakland County Health Division. The outbreak started back in March when a sick traveler from New York visited the area. 40 of Michigan's 44 confirmed cases occurred in Oakland County. Patients ranged in age from 8 months to 63 years old. Now, while this outbreak is over, it is still best to make sure you're vaccinated to protect yourself against any future exposure. The former sheriff's deputy charged for failing to act during the Parkland school shooting appeared in court today. Scott Peterson has been charged after a 15-month investigation found he did nothing to stop the shooting that killed 17 people. He's charged with 11 counts for child neglect, culpable negligence, and perjury. He's being held on a $102,000 bond. Plus, he'll stay behind bars until someone else can go to his home in North Carolina to get his passport so it can be surrendered. Peterson asked to get the passport himself. The judge said no. Queen Elizabeth, President Trump, and leaders from several countries gathered in England today to mark the 75th anniversary of D-Day. D-Day occurred on June 6, 1944. It was the largest sea invasion in history, launching from England and becoming a turning point in World War II. Today, U.S. Army Rangers also climbed cliffs in France, recreating that dramatic moment. President Trump repeated a prayer originally offered by President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Almighty God, our sons, pride of our nation, this day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity.
The president also met with World War II veterans today and will head to France for another ceremony tomorrow. Well, you're looking at video from the rooftop of the world. This was taken at the peak of Mount Everest 14 days ago. Now, the video is from an Ann Arbor man who just returned to Michigan after reaching the summit, surviving a journey that has claimed 11 lives this year. Today, he shared his story with our Paula Tutman, including his thoughts on why people are dying.
This is what it looks like from the very top of the world. From the vantage of Dr. Rak Patel, an Ann Arbor spine surgeon who spent the last 10 weeks climbing Mount Everest. It was the hardest thing he's ever done, physically and emotionally. It was also the most rewarding.
And it was way more spiritual to me than just taking a picture, posting it online, and getting likes.
He summited on the 23rd of May, the last day the weather window would permit climbing. He managed to spend an incredible 30 minutes on the peak. He took his oxygen mask off for only 30 seconds.
The lack of oxygen makes you dizzy, makes you kind of feel like you're drunk, and it's hard to function at that level. It's hard to come to terms with the fact that I was celebrating on the summit, but only 20 minutes lower, someone had lost their lives trying to achieve the same goal.
Here, his view of the South Summit, a common bottleneck at the Hillary Step. He had to pass the body of someone who didn't make it. He passed many bodies on this climb.
Saw dead bodies, fresh dead bodies along the way, people who were pushing themselves too far and had gotten themselves into trouble. And if there's anything that I could have done, being a physician or just being a human, I absolutely would have. But that's just not the reality of it. People are dead and you can't do anything about that. And the people that are dying at 28,000 feet are beyond help.
This year, a record number of deaths, 11 this season, bringing the total number to some 300. Those who die above 26,000 feet become part of the sad landscape. At that altitude, it's too dangerous to try to bring them down. In his view, as someone who has climbed 5 of the 7 great summits, the fatal potpourri of elements, weather, which reduced climbing windows from 5 days to about 4 days, and inexperienced, unproven climbers who created a domino effect of creating backups, increasing time on the mountain with less oxygen and more exposure to cold and the elements that resulted in the deaths of even experienced climbers.
The mountains are a beautiful place. They're open to everybody, but you need to treat them with respect, ultimately.
Yeah, Dr. Patel is glad he made it and glad he made it home to talk about it. He says added stressors on the mountain where the weather window to the summit went from as many as 10 days to as few as 4. And that means lots of people who spent lots of time and money and effort were cramming it in to make it to the top. And that is what proved particularly deadly.
What's interesting about this, he can train for the climb, he can train for the oxygen. How in the world, you can't train passing people who have actually passed away and having that emotional strength to keep going. I mean,
well,
that's...
He's a physician, and so he does see that differently, yeah. But it saddens him. But you have to keep going. You can't stop, and you can't be part of that bottleneck.
And then it becomes, those bodies become part of the landscape, like you said.
Yeah, they can't bring them down. They're there.
What a story.
And I didn't know that before. That was
I didn't know that
was stunning.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Paula. Appreciate it. Still ahead, first at 4. You are formally invited to have brunch with George and Amal Clooney. Well, sort of. We'll talk about how you can win a free trip to Italy to hang out with these two. Also, take a look at this trophy given to a 5th grader. Look at that. Most annoying male? That could hurt any kid's feelings, but there is much more to this story, and it is outraging parents. But first, Dr. McGeorge in the studio.
Hey Karen, we're heading into the season when using sunscreen properly is so important. But many of you could be making mistakes when it comes to protecting your face. We'll talk about the risks and how to do it more effectively. That's next.